President, today is the one-year anniversary of President Obama and Secretary of Interior Salazar finally lifting a year ago the formal moratorium on drilling in the Gulf of Mexico following the BP disaster. But, Madam President, that did not solve the problem then, simply lifting the formal moratorium. And I return to the Senate floor today to again say, still a year later, that problem is not solved. Because, Madam President, there is a continuing permit logjam. It started with a de facto moratorium. Now there's just been a trickle of permits, and there's a continuing permit logjam that has dramatically shut down and slowed energy activity in the Gulf of Mexico. And, Madam President, that must change. Of course, this is vitally important for my state, Louisiana, and the livelihoods of tens of thousands of my citizens. But, Madam President, that must change for the good of the country, too, for our economic well-being and to increase our revenues to address deficit and debt. And as we talk about jobs and various jobs bills and jobs proposals, we must focus on the domestic energy sector, and we must change the situation, reverse this slow-down, virtual shutdown of the Gulf for the good of the country. And I hope we do that. Madam President, to that end, I joined Congressman Jeff Landry yesterday in a meeting with Bummer Director Michael Bromwich and other high-ranking administration officials who have to do with this very permitting and lease process. And we again went to sit down with these officials in the Obama administration to again make this very point. The formal moratorium was lifted a year ago, but the problem persists, and we need to do better. We need to issue permits in a much more healthy pace. We need to get that important domestic energy activity back up and running in the Gulf of Mexico. Recently, Madam President, there was an independent study by HIS Global Insights, and that put some hard numbers on this situation. That study said, Madam President, that leasing in the Gulf of Mexico is down about 65% from pre-formal moratorium levels. It also pointed out that the waiting line of people and companies to get permits has almost doubled. It's increased 90%. And so what does that mean? That means far less activity in the Gulf, far less energy activity for the country, and far fewer jobs, jobs we need now more than ever in this horrible economy.